Hey, thank you so much for letting me earn your business on this new 2018 Honda Accord. I'm glad you picked the EX model. It's my personal favorite. It's jam-packed full of all sorts of good goodies. And for the cost, I don't know what you could possibly buy out there that even come close. But we've already gone over that. So I wanted to talk to you about the things that we discuss that are important to you in your vehicle. The Honda Sensing for your family's safety. We're talking about the Android Auto Apple CarPlay capabilities. That's just a personal thing, and I know you love that, and it's got a lot of stuff that we're going to go over briefly. And then the digital readout display behind the steering wheel, primarily to focus on how much capabilities it opens up between that and your display touch audio that really make your car driving experience better, easier, and all around more fun. So let's check it out. Now I have to throw in my favorite Easter egg. It's one of the secret Honda features. There's not a ton out there, but it's a personal favorite, and that is how you air out your car on the hot days without having to get anywhere near it. So all you have to do is grab your auto remote, press unlock once and twice quickly, and hold it on that second press. And as you'll see, all the windows go down, your sunroof tilts back. It's a beautiful thing, and on those really hot days, as mentioned, it makes life a little bit easier. But we're not done on the outside of the car. There's another feature that's really important, and that is automatic start. So to enable that, make sure you lock the car back up and press and hold the button. After we said about 3 or 4 seconds, it kicks on. Now, we outsmarted ourselves because the only issue with auto start in the past is if you leave it on too hot or you leave it on too cold and you get in the car the next morning, well, it's too hot or it's too cold. So it defaults to 72 degrees. It's a beautiful thing, and another reason that Honda's always thinking a step ahead. But I can't choke us out with fumes in here, so let me go ahead and shut it back off. Another cool feature is you can turn your car off. That helps you save gas. If you feel like you're at a comfortable temperature and ready to jump in there and drive, go ahead and do it at that point. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what's going on in here. Now, as we discussed, obviously you can put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start the car, but because we're inside at the moment, I just want to show you how to use accessory mode without putting your foot on the brake, press and hold the button for just a moment, and when you see everything light up in the background here, you are good to go. So, with no further ado, let me get my phone plugged in. I'd like to show you what's going on with your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay features. Now, you only have one dedicated USB port in the front here to look for, and it's got the number 1 and the phone symbol beside it. There's others out there, but this is the easiest, quickest access for today's purposes. And of course, once you plug in your phone, you're going to have to go through a couple prompts typically. Number 1 will just be to accept permission to have the phone connected to the system, and number 2 would be to make sure that that system is working through your phone. So you might have to open up your phone, but after it's all said and done, let's take a look at what the capabilities are that it opens up for you. So obviously on the main screen, you have a lot of options here. What we're focusing on today is Apple CarPlay. So with that up, we can see a lot of great things right away that really make the car experience better than ever. So I like to focus on how do we use GPS, and mainly how do we use it in a way that's safe while we're driving. So not only are we maintaining road control, but we're getting done what we need to get done. So what I love is you can always talk to your smart assistant, whether it be Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, Google or Siri. You're good to go by hitting your smart button. And you can say things like, Siri, give me directions to 204 Walton Drive, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Getting directions to 204 Walton Drive, Martinsburg.
What I love about this, because we have to think we're driving the car when we're doing this on a daily basis. So after about 7 seconds or so, it automatically knows
Route to 204 Walton Drive. Head west on Shockley Drive, then turn right onto Bucky's Town Pike.
to start your GPS route without having you needing to input anything, and it gets you back on the road quicker there. Now what's beautiful about this is that you can use it like you would your phone, and we're all familiar with our phones. There's a couple different options. You can overview it. Show the whole trip at once and you'll slowly move your way through that little arrow, or go behind you. And I like this a little bit better. I get to see what's around me and nearby. Speaking of which, your magnifying glass, just like on your smartphone, brings up relevant things in the area like gas stations. Where can I park? Where can I get something to eat? And for me, personal favorite, where can I get a cup of coffee? But beyond that, it also, because it's smartphone capable, will update things like traffic. And it's important to mention that if you don't like the Apple Maps or the Google Maps, it interfaces with Waze just as well. So, a couple other things the car does is allow you to do your Siri search for literally anything she ever does, including, Siri, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
The odds favor the Patriots over the Eagles by 4.5 points.
course they do. Thank you, Siri. Now, another really cool thing I like to do is my music, and I know that's important to you. So I have Apple Music, and everybody's a little bit different, but I like to be able to do things like, Siri, shuffle Elton John.
Shuffling some popular Elton John songs.
Now, one neat sidebar feature is if you're using Apple CarPlay as opposed to Android Auto, I have the Apple Music in mind, so it automatically will just stream things. I don't even have this song in my car, but I get to listen to it, and it's an easy experience. But before we run out of time today, I wanted to talk to you about how that can interface directly with this. So I'm going to put this back on directions here so that we know, theoretically, we're driving, we're looking at our maps, and then if you would, join me over here behind the steering wheel. I just want an opportunity to show you what else you can do with this system. So, when we're talking about Honda Sensing, and you press your Sensing button, you see some cool things on the display. You can toggle these features on and off, like your road departure mitigation, which saves you from impacting on the sides, your blind spot information system. We all know what that does. It's a beautiful thing to have. And collision mitigation to help you if somebody in front of you comes to a complete stop or anything to that effect. Now, some other cool pet features that I'm a huge fan of, and the main reason that I talk about this is I'm a huge fan of being able to know where I'm going and listen to what I want to at the same time. So you can use this home button and your wheel in conjunction together to get through all of the neat screens, which are TAC, range and fuel, speed and time, audio, phone, traffic sign, personal favor, driving support, driver attention, maintenance, safety, and your warnings. But right now, let's just focus back on the audio. So when you're on your audio, it allows you to see what's reading out at the same time. Now, more importantly, you can cycle through different things like your sources when you're in here. But I digress. We already talked about all this stuff. It's been wonderful working with you, and I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to earn your business. So I have to finish with a new pet and favorite feature, which would be heated seats in cloth in your EX. Simple as can be. You reach over, you press your button on the side, and we now have up to 3 different selectors, so high, medium, and low. And don't forget, Honda takes it a step further. They've got your back, quite literally, because our heated seats are underneath of you, and also in your lower lumbar. So for a guy like me with a rickety old spine, there's nothing better you can ask for. I wanted to say thanks so much again, and I'll show you my new favorite feature of the car. The auto lock and auto walk away is a beautiful thing. So nothing short of a dramatic exit. It's been great. Thank you so much for your business. It's been wonderful getting a chance to serve you. See you later.